Hello and welcome, everyone. If you're joining me live right now, we are here to talk about your inner voice and what may be blocking you. But before we do that, I just want to make sure I am live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So if you're here live with me, go ahead and say I'm here. Go ahead and put it in the comments. That way I can see that we are live. I am looking and let's see. All right, so give me a moment to just make sure that we are live. Let's see. In the meantime, if you are here live with me, do say hello. For some reason, the computer's blocking me right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put meetings with people. Okay, and let's see if this works, which I hope it does, because I'm not seeing anything. This is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. I thought I did all this right, but maybe I didn't. I apologize. I'm still apparently learning how to do this. So I thought I set it up right, but I may not have. So I just want to make sure that you guys can see me here. I see all of you are here on YouTube. So for you guys who are on Facebook and can't see me, I apologize. Come on YouTube. I don't know what else to do because I'm not sure why it's not showing up. It should have shown up. So I'm not really sure what's happening, but thank you guys for commenting and saying that you're here. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try something else. You can reach more people. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work too and take me live. So let's see. Yeah, it's not doing it. So one more second. I'm going to try one more thing and then we're just going to try our best to just go with the flow because the universe may not need me to go live on Facebook today. I'm just going to let people know that we are not live on Facebook and that I apologize for that. So give me one moment. So go ahead and put your questions in. While I'm doing this, go ahead and put your questions in. Okay, so put your questions in as to what you are experiencing right now. As you think about your inner voice, I hope some of you received the gifts that we were sending out. And one of them was Activate Your Inner Voice, which was really, really cool. And I hope you were able to download that MP3. If you did not receive it, I would highly recommend emailing me and getting on my list because we did send out an email. There were two surprises, two gifts. One was an MP3 to help activate your inner voice, and the other one was I believe the Healing Archetype Guide, I believe. So we did hand out some gifts and so I hope you received it. If you didn't, let me know, okay? I'm just going to give people my YouTube channel so that they can join you as well. I kind of don't want to leave anybody hanging. So give me 1 second as I give this information. I don't know why Facebook did not work for me today. but it happens. So, lost internet, information gather. Hello. Hello, Laura Lee. Hello, Heather. Hello, Lori. Hello, hello. Hello, Osmos. Hello, Aparajita. So good to see you. There's so many of you. And I think some of you might be new to my channel as well. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. It's so great to have you all here. Thank you so much for being here and being live with me. Let's talk about your inner voice, okay? Like what's blocking your inner voice? And I want to ask you something like, have you ever had that gut feeling, that whisper inside you really telling you what to do, but you ignored it? And later you're like, why didn't I listen? I've done that so many times, right? That I kind of decided for myself, because I did it so many times, I kind of got tired of it. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going with the very first thing that I get, you know? And the joke in my house right now is I knew it. Because my girls laugh at me because they're like, oh, mom, you knew it, right? Yeah, you knew it. Of course I knew it. I know things, but I don't have to say it out loud, everything that's coming through and downloading. But my girls don't believe me and they're like, oh, you just knew it. They make fun of me. But this last time, okay, hold on one second. This last time, my husband lost his wallet. Okay, my husband lost his wallet, and it was a disaster because he was literally canceling his his credit cards. He was in the middle of canceling his credit cards, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I can feel that the wallet is in a drawer. Like I could feel it. It was in a drawer. I just kept looking at the bread, like where I put the warming drawer, because I put bread in my warming drawer. I don't really use it to warm things up. And I kept looking in the pantry and I'm like, it's in a drawer. Like I could feel it. And my husband's panicking. He's looking all over the house. He's looking in the car. Everything is upside down. It was a disaster. For 2 days, he did that, right? So I just kept my calm and collective self. And I'm constantly trying to get information for where the wallet may be. And as I'm looking through the doors, still nothing. He's on a call with the credit card company. He's sitting on the couch. He's like, okay, I give up. I'm just going to cancel everything. And I'm like, I was like, okay, whatever. And I get up and I'm thinking to myself, well, what if I find it while he's canceling his credit card? And right before he was telling that lady, yes, cancel it, I said, honey, I found your wallet. And it was in the drawer. And it was actually in a drawer where I put all the extra utensils. And he goes, oh my God, thank God. And he's telling the lady on the phone, don't cancel it. Don't cancel it. So what I'm trying to say is our intuition is always talking us to that inner voice is always talking to us. And if you feel like, man, I always second guess, I always ignore it, why didn't I listen? Then it's time to start listening, because that inner voice, it may sound familiar. You're not alone in it, that, oh, I doubt that inner voice. There's a lot of people that feel that way. And so what I want to do is really help you uncover that block and how you can start clearing those blocks so that you can trust yourself again. And this happens to a lot of my students in my medical intuition class. They come in and they really self-doubt themselves. That's why they're taking the class. Now you're learning the tools and techniques that I'm sharing with you so that you can trust that inner voice. I mean, that's the key to learning medical intuition and being intuitive. Okay. And I have something special for you to join when we do later on today, as we continue through this. I'm going to share with you something. And I have a feeling that I might be able to go live on Facebook. I've been kind of fiddling with this a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to take me live. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to go with it and see what happens. Yep, nothing's happening. I'm not sure. Um, so So let's talk about your inner voice just a little bit more. See, some people feel like it just disappears. And maybe you've had some kind of trauma, maybe something happened, but it doesn't disappear. I know my daughter, she felt like her inner voice disappeared when, and we call that shutting down our gifts, right? We call it, I shut down my intuitive abilities because something happened. My daughter, she shut hers down when a teacher told her that she doesn't need to be doing this stuff in school, that she doesn't need to be like her mom. So she shut it down because she figured it was not normal. Okay. And this teacher was very religious and she was taught that that's not normal, I guess. And so when that inner voice disappears, it gets buried under layers of noise and distraction. It gets buried under fear and doubt. It gets buried under conditioning, right? Just like my daughter, who was taught as a kid to ignore that feeling. So think about it. Like, how often do you second guess yourself because of the fear or an outside voice? Like, just drop a yes in the comments. And I feel bad that a lot of our people who are trying to join us on Facebook are not able to join us. I apologize for that, but I'm trying to. I really did try to make sure that I was live on Facebook, but it's just not happening. But let me know what your thoughts are on that. How many times did you second guess yourself? And how recent was it? You know, we second guess ourselves all the time. If you think about it, more often than not. And what's happening is that when you don't listen to that inner voice, it feels very heavy. You end up confused, you end up stressed, you feel stuck in the same cycle. But when you do listen, everything feels like it's flowing. You feel like you're making decisions with clarity. You feel more aligned and confident. And you may even feel at peace that, wow, you have this inner compass that you can trust. And I've seen this happen for so many people that once that static is cleared, they realize that their intuition was always there, right there to support them and guide them. So, next time you're about to make a decision, I want you to pause and just place your hand on your heart. And you could do that now. And take a nice deep breath in and ask yourself, what feels lighter? What feels heavier? Especially when you have to make a decision. Okay, so let's say you have to make a decision right now. Maybe there's something coming up for you and you're having to make a decision. So ask yourself, with that decision, if there's something that feels good to you, does it feel light or heavy? Because what's going to happen is your body will respond, your inner voice will respond. You'll get chills, tingles, warmth, and even this deep sense of calmness maybe within you. And the more you practice it, the clearer it gets. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That's great. It sounds great, but how do I strengthen this connection so that I don't keep doubting myself, right? And I get it. Sometimes there is that doubt that comes in way stronger than our experiences. So, before I start doing some work with you all and telling you what's blocking you, I want to share something with you. So, I'm just going to share it right now. This way you have it. I am doing a 5-day to strengthen your intuition. Stop second guessing yourself and start living fully guided. A 5-day intuition to integration challenge. Maybe you have seen it in your inbox if you are part of my newsletter. And what I'm doing is I'm sharing it with you guys first right here. Nobody else has seen this yet, but they will. And so, if you want to get on board, make sure that you go ahead and sign up immediately. I put the link. It's the 5 days intuition challenge, is what you'll sign up at. And when you sign up there, you will have access to join Facebook, or you could join the VIP, which is in the Zoom room. If you do not have Facebook, then I suggest you do the VIP. Those are your two options. Okay. And so you could join us two different ways: VIP or the Zoom room. VIP gets a lot of fun goodies, including our guest speaker, who is going to be Marie Diamond, who is just amazing, amazing. And she is going to be joining us. Yeah, Laura Lee says already signed up. Wonderful. So great to have you, my dear. You're going to have a lot of fun. And this is another way of releasing your self doubt. And so Marie Diamond will be joining us in the VIP room. If you want to join us, make sure you sign up. You will have an option once you click the link to join the free or the VIP. Okay. So that is what's coming up. We start September 22nd. I promise you, seats are going to fill up. We do have limited amount of seats because Zoom can only hold so much. Once that fills up, that's it. We're done. Okay. And I guarantee you by Saturday, this Saturday, seats will be filling up very, very quickly. So if you do want to come in the VIP room, that is limited to a certain amount, as well as the actual Facebook as well. Okay. So I highly recommend you take advantage of that now. Don't wait. I know if you're like me, sometimes I like to wait till the end until I get that last notice that we are done, we are sold out. But don't do that to yourself. It's a free challenge. Come and join us, okay? All right. So, I hope that helps. All right. So, let me just see what's going on in our Facebook page. See if anything has changed. In the meantime, go ahead and put your question in the Q&A, okay? Go ahead and put your question in the where do you feel blocked? Okay, when it comes to your inner voice, where do you feel blocked? All right. So while you guys do that, I'm going to just do one more thing just to help my people because I don't like the fact that they're not here. um, so let me just do this really quick. All right. So go ahead and put in the comments, and then I'm going to take your comments and we are going to get set. All right. Let's see if this works. Nope. Wow. Nothing seems to be working today, which is really interesting. No, it won't even let me do it. All right. So I don't want to waste too much time on this, but I feel bad. So, okay. So let's see. Okay, already signed up. Marie Diamond is one of my mentors, coaches. She is fabulous. Awesome. Lori says, hold on. Whoops, the comments went. I'm having trouble focusing and understanding conversations. You know what? That is something, because what's happening is that you are an empath. And so you're picking up a lot of other interferences that's blocking your intuition. Okay. So, hold on one second. I'm just trying to get some information from the guides. And so that's coming in bits and pieces for you. So there is also what's happening is that there's a mental overload. Okay. Sometimes that can happen, and the energies around you are creating this noise. And so for you, let's see, I'm losing, so many people are commenting. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like I'm just trying to find the person here. Lori. Yes. Okay, Lori. So focusing and understanding conversations. It's because there's a lot of interferences coming through and messing up the channels, and there's a mental overload. So it's like you can't take in the information, okay? And so you have trouble focusing because you're like, I can't focus. And I've seen that happen again and again. So what you need to do is ground yourself, center yourself, and that's really going to help, okay, Lori? Give that a try. If you don't know how to do that, let me know, okay? Laura Lee, I overthink things. This is very common when you overthink things, okay? If you're overthinking things, it's coming from your third layer of your energy field. That's where I see the most block here, okay? The mind is like taking it's like constantly running different scenarios, like what if this happens, what if I choose the wrong thing, what if they don't like me, and it's like these nonstop loops in that mental field that's really drowning those intuitive whispers for you. And then there's also like overthinking in a way that that's that energy of I just need to be careful. Um, and it's the fear of making a mistake or being judged, okay? And what happens is intuition is fast. It's the first nudge, the instant knowing, and so when you overthink, it slows down, right? The process of intuition. Um, so what happens here is when you're overthinking, you're missing the intuitive hit. Because by the time you have thought out all the possibilities, you've already missed the intuitive hit. Okay? And when you overthink things, I can see that the energies are more up this way versus spread out. Okay. So when you're up this way, it feels more crowded and heavy, and it doesn't allow the energy to flow, if that makes sense. Okay. Um, Sarah Sheldman, I have to use a pendulum to check in. Listening doesn't work for me. This is where trust comes in. See, when we have something physical, we trust it. Okay. I have one intuitive that I'm working with, and her pendulum won't move because of so much fear. Okay. Now, for you, it's the opposite. It's the fear that you don't trust yourself. And so, the more you start to bring in the trust for yourself, like, first of all, where do you not trust yourself? Why do you not trust yourself? How can you find resonance with how you trust yourself? Because maybe as a child, you were told that you were not to be trusted. This can hinder your abilities to trust yourself and allow your intuition to flow. Okay. So it's really, really important that you can trust yourself. You can. And I want you to really look at the possibilities of, because I know you're intuitive. I know you're empathic. I know you're highly sensitive. Like, I know all these things about you. But really being able to honor and trust yourself is the key here to bringing what you want to fruition. Okay. Um, I know you will get there to where you can start working with your body and receiving answers intuitively, which you're already doing. I mean, honestly, if you really think that you're not doing it at all, you already are, but you just want a second opinion, and that's your pendulum. Once you stop using the pendulum, I want you to just practice, you know, that would be really, really good. Uh, yeah, Laura Lee, it is self-sabotage, right? We're so good at self-sabotaging ourselves because that's what we know best, right? To say, nah, you're not right, Deeple. No, that can't be true. But what are the possibilities? You hear everyone telling you that you can live with the greatest potential you can have, everything you want, you are limitless. But you are the one that is limiting yourself by self sabotaging your own growth. And you know exactly how and when you're doing that. But yet you keep doing it because you don't have anybody to guide you and keep you accountable and say, hey, you know what? Stop doing this to yourself. It's not worth it. And that's why I'm here. That's why I am doing this 5-day intuition to integration challenge, because I want you to start trusting yourself and break through the self sabotage. It's not worth it. You've done it for too long, too many lifetimes. Why keep doing it when you know that you have the power to change? And it's all right here. Okay? Caroline says throat and head. So you feel blocked in your throat and your head because when you start getting those intuitive hits, like when you ask a question, it's like your throat chokes up and your head feels like it's like this combustion that's happening, because you're feeling like, if I get an intuitive hit and if I go with that, then what if I'm wrong? Then people will mock me. They will never trust me. I will have to be ashamed and walk with shame. They'll think I'm weird. How many of you actually believe these things? Can I ask you, anybody out there? Anybody out there? Just comment. Like, just put a comment, yes or no, or whatever you're feeling like as these things come up. Am I making sense or am I just not making sense at this time? Because when you are blocked in your throat and your head, it's all the energies up here. You just cannot get past because of a childhood experience that happened to you. Okay. And so, Caroline, I really want you to really think, okay, can I trust myself? Can I really, am I really a receiver? Am I really this person who believes that I will be mocked, that I will be put down, that I will let other people down? I mean, think about it. Do you ever feel like you're going to let other people down if you're not right? Do you feel like you have to be right all the time? If you're intuitive, you have to be right all the time. That is false belief. That is false belief. Okay? Your intuition is just kind of like this guidance to what could be possible. And can the energy change? Yes, it can. It can change in an instant. So it's not that you weren't right, it's that you picked something up in that moment and all of a sudden it switched, right? So that's why you feel so blocked in your head and your throat when you do get an intuitive hit. You're like, oh my God, should I say anything? Like you're so afraid to say something. But then you're like, oh, I knew I was right. And maybe you weren't. There are going to be times where you're right and where you're not right again, because the energy shift so fast. Everything is energy. Information is energy. It's going to shift. Okay. So, Marsha, hi, Marsha. I feel blocked in receiving or rather being open to receiving. So, what is happening, Marcia, is your crown is blocked. And I don't know if you've ever worked on having some healing work done to unblock it, but it's two things that are blocked: an energy in your body and your crown. And when these two energies are blocked, you don't know how to open up to receiving. I've helped a lot of people open up their intuitive abilities in one session, and I can help you as well. But you can just email me if you want to do a session, okay? I don't usually do sessions. They're not on my Facebook, on my website, because I don't normally offer sessions, but because I know I can help you, we can do it together. But this is the reason that I'm seeing that you're blocked and not open to receiving. There is a childhood experience that also has happened in your life that and a past life experience that has happened where it feels like you have been, like, I don't know if it was an accident or one is coming up as an accident, another one is coming up as somebody putting their foot on your chest. And so that has blocked your ability to receive. Okay. And it's coming in very strong. There's also other energies, but I'm not going to talk about them and go into them right now because I know we have a lot of people here and I want to help some more people recognize that they do, that you do have this inner voice that wants to talk to you. It wants to be there for you. It wants to support you, but it can't if you keep shutting it out and you won't let it in. Okay. All right. I use my body for yes or no questions all the time, but rarely get insight. So, Osmos, the reason you're not getting insight is because it depends on what the question is, how you're phrasing the question. Okay. And maybe you're doing that correctly. Ah, excuse me, something is clearing for you. So, hey, but using your body for yes, no questions is great. It's like using a pendulum, right? Um, but the fact that you rarely get insights, I don't feel that you're not getting insights. I'm getting that you are getting information in different ways. You're not recognizing how you're receiving that information, is what your body's telling me. You're not seeing it, you're not hearing it, you're not feeling it because some of these senses may feel a little blocked for you. So come to the 5 day intuition to integration challenge, and let's see if you feel that you're getting stronger insights, because everybody gets insights. It's how you're receiving those insights that you have to start recognizing, okay? Yeah, Heather, I think Facebook changed its privacy policies once again. And so here I am trying to figure it out once again. So thank you guys for being patient with me today because I was struggling a little bit, but I don't know. Um, I don't trust that my intuition isn't coming from my confused thoughts and emotions happening in the moment. I don't trust that my intuition isn't coming from my confused thoughts. Okay, I'm trying to understand that, Sherry. I think right now there's a lot of don't and isn't, and that's what's confusing me. So I don't trust that my intuition isn't coming from confused thoughts and emotions happening in that moment. So I'm trying to understand what you're telling me. Can you rephrase that so that my brain can calibrate and get that through, because I just want to make sure I understand you, okay? Um information, let's see, managing emotions and functioning with no stress tolerance or very little when from family live with. Okay. Monday YouTube was down live. Okay. Um Okay, so sometimes, you know what? When we have a lot of emotions and we're trying to manage the stress in our lives, that can impact our intuition. And because that worry is there, that constant worry and stress. And when you're in that moment, there's no way that intuition is going to come in clear. Know that you have intuition. It's just not clear because your nervous system is in overdrive, it's overloaded. So, what do? Go for a walk, take a shower. If you can't do that because you're in a public place, you're at work or whatever, guess what? Ground your energies or sit there quietly for 2 minutes and just come to peace with yourself. You have to pause in order for intuition to talk to you. And then ask the question that you need answers for, because you gave yourself time, your nervous system, to acknowledge and know that there's emotions there that are swirling in your body. And now it's time to get some clarity. And the only way to get clarity is to calm your nervous system down. Okay. So thanks for sharing that. Um, oh, Sherry says, I resonate with all that you're saying, and your messages feel like they're for everyone. Yeah, they are, because I get it. You know, we're all in the same boat. Well, I used to be, until I practiced and worked with my intuition. And even though my kids make fun of me, I don't care. I'm intuitive, I'm empathic, and I'm owning that. You know, it's time for you to own it too. And once you own it, it's going to come through faster. So, everyone who wants to own it, I want you to say, I own my intuition. I own it. Just say, I own it. That's all you need to do. I own it. And when you start to realize and own your intuition, everything will feel more connected. you'll feel more connected, you know? Yeah, so Sherry, when I'm tired, confused, worked, overloaded at these times, I don't know if my intuition is a momentary response to what's happening only in that moment. Well, you know what? If you're asking your intuition to work, it works all the time. But yeah, when you're in your head, you're tired, you're confused, you're wonky, overloaded, it might not give you the right answers. That's why I'm saying pause, recognize what you're feeling, and then connect with your intuition and ask a question when you start feeling calm again. Okay? So that is the key. Let's see. Okay, so I know there is. Oh, information gatherer is a first timer. So hello, welcome. Um, okay, so issues regulating emotions and functioning anger can't release that. And prepping to move to sell, not happening much. Any help appreciated. Um, Your emotions want recognition. They want to be acknowledged because as a child they weren't acknowledged and you're constantly feeling like you're unseen and unheard. And so this makes you angry. Okay? And when that anger comes up, it is like you can't think straight, you can't do anything. So for you, you need to work on that anger. And I completely get it because I used to be a very angry person, and that anger can take over everything that is right. So when that anger comes up, acknowledge the emotion. That's all it wants. That, hey, I know you're there. I get it. You're okay. Okay. That would be the thing to do. Secondly, pause, close your eyes, and sit with it. And third, give yourself some love because when you're upset, especially with anger, nobody loves somebody that's angry, right? So, why not love yourself for just a moment? Even though I'm angry, I still love myself. And then notice how that energy feels. Okay? And I get it. You're prepping to move to sell and it's not happening. There's blocks that are not just happening intuitively for you to get clarity, but there's blocks in your energy field that are keeping things from moving. I just helped a lady sell something that she could not sell, and she had people coming finally to see the place, and then the perfect couple came and they bought the place. There was anything and everything that could go wrong with this place, but we did it. I facilitated the healing and she was able to sell. So if anything like that ever comes up and you are in a bind, guess what, guys? You need a healing. That is the first key when you're feeling stuck, that, hey, you know what? I need some stuff cleared. Maybe I should get some energy healing done to clear those blocks. You could try it yourself. I mean, many people do try things themselves, but it often seems to not work as quickly. And that's why we have specialists that do that, like myself or others, right? So figure out what works for you. All right. Now, I know that you guys are excited about the 5 days intuition to integration challenge. I'm putting the link again. Be sure to make sure and join us. It is anandaforlife.com/5 days intuition challenge. Okay. That is the address. It is there. I think it's popping up on YouTube. So if it's not, let me know. But if it is, great. Go ahead and sign up. So we've been here for a little while, and I want to thank you guys. I will see you all soon. I don't know if I'll be doing Facebook Lives for the rest of this month, but we will come back in October, mid October maybe. But I will be doing Facebook Lives in the group. So if you are not on Facebook, I will be doing Facebook Lives in the group. And I hope you'll be joining me there because we do want to get your intuition flowing. And that's where I'm going to try going live directly through Facebook. And let's hope that works out very well because that's where we are going to go live in the 5-day intuition challenge. It is September 22nd to October 1st. And it is every other day. That's why it is a 5-day challenge, but it's going all the way through October 1st because it's every other day. You need the second day to integrate, okay, and to practice. That's why we're doing it this way. If you have any questions, let me know. Lots of love and light, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.